Hello Big Sugar fans, it's Dwayne from BigSugarFarm.com, Big Sugar Honey Company, and today we're going to shoot part 2 of the BeeBox from Paradise. We're going to get a strong nuke into this box and see with some good feeding if we can get it built up, draw out 6 frames, and then pack away enough sugar water to be ready for winter. So that's the plan today. We'll break this down into a single deep, take it all apart, and then over here, this hive over here, this hive here, this little nuke here, that red one, that is actually a 5 frame, so we're going to cheat a tiny bit. There's going to be a 5th frame going in there likely today. But it's strong, but it's not massive. It's actually hasn't grown as much as I had hoped. And it hasn't grown just because I didn't feed it, and it's my own fault. But it is what it is. That's what's going to go in there. And the theory is that you could watch this video, and if you buy a nuke from us, watch this video and see how I would put a nuke into your own woodenware at home that you've just purchased, or in this case, one of the Poly Styrene hives. So it's July 2nd. It's August 2nd, not July. It's August 2nd. So it's very late in the season, but I'm pretty confident that we'll have good results here. So today is another beautiful day. It's actually getting a little colder right now. It's last night it got down to 12 degrees, but it's going to be 25 today, and for the long weekend it's just beautiful weather, just hot, low humidity, and it's going to be really nice. So stick with me, and I'll set up the camera, the tripod here, and we'll get started. So here we go. This is the full Paradise BeeBox, and we don't need all of these pieces. So lid off. This is the feeder, and sadly I forgot to bring sugar water, so I'll have to return with some sugar water. This is the honey super, and obviously we're not ready to make honey. Queen excluder, don't need a queen excluder, and then our deep box. Pretty simple. Gonna keep plugging away. I'm gonna grab a veil and a smoker, and I'm going to make sure smoke these bees down a little bit. Now I just moved the whole hive over here, so the workers are all in the original location, and I'll just move it back there as soon as I'm done making the video. But it makes for a few less bees for the transfer. It makes things pretty simple. So here's our hive, and it's probably out of frame. So here's our hive, our nuke that we're going to put in there. Looking pretty good. So it does have 5 frames. This outside frame here isn't completely drawn. Got lots of good honey band at the top here, so they've got lots of food. And just by doing this for a while and looking down into this box, I can see a pretty darn good population. And when you see, lends you to believe that it's queen right. It's also very quiet. Bees aren't running on the frame. I can pass my hand over. Nobody really cares what's going on. All good signs. Now over there, you can't see it, but there's a couple hundred bees circling saying, hey, what the hell, where'd everybody go? So what I'm going to do is take each frame out, add it to the box below into its new 10 frame hive. I'll look for the queen, but I won't look very hard. What I tell all my customers, if you get every bee out of this box and into this box, you know the queen's there. So it's pretty simple, and I'll show you. All right, away we go. So I'm going to set the nuke to the side. Yeah, smashing them, that's a great plan. Little smoke, just so they're not staring at you while you're working. And everybody has a different way of doing things. Which frame to take out first? I take whatever frame is easiest. Whichever is going to do the least amount of damage. Stop rolling a queen. So this one here, lots of feed in there, a few bees, and that side isn't quite as drawn as this side, so I'm going to put that on the outside edge of the hive. The next frame over is a really thick, super thick frame, and that's got some emerging brood and decent bee coverage, not a ton. I'm sure you can't see that, but there is larva, big fat juicy larva down in there too. So it's already been laid back up. So those bees have emerged and she has relayed it back up again. This is completely laid up with eggs that are probably hatched and a day old larva. That's going to go right beside it. No queen yet. But again, don't get too worried about finding the queen. That's what we want to see. That is a fully capped sheet of brood. Little honey band all around it. Still no queen. So in that one goes. Now if you're getting a nuke, this would be your last one. This would be your last frame. Quick look for the queen. This one has cap brood. Some brood at the bottom there. It's just about to be capped. Decent bee coverage. And there's the queen. Going in and out of the communication holes. Right there. I don't know if you can see her or not. She got a blue dot on her. So, success. We have a queen in there. And like I said, we're cheating a little bit. We're going to add a fifth frame. Also has some brood. And that's about ready to emerge there too. That's nice and big. Nice and big. Don't even know how to speak. It's nicely capped brood, and it's older capped brood, which means that it's set to emerge very, very shortly. So there was a frame and a half of capped brood that's set to emerge somewhere in the next week or so. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 3.5, almost 4 seams of bees. That's a strong nuke. That will double, if not a little bit more than double, in the next week or so when all that brood emerges. Now I'm going to add foundation, and then I'll put the feeder on top, and then I'll have to come back with some sugar water to feed them to get them to draw out these outside 5 foundations. Okay, so once again, I'm not totally prepared. I didn't bring enough foundations. So we're gonna have to cheat a little bit with one frame of drawn comb that's empty. That means the queen can lay into it right away. And then add our foundations, another drawn comb, and a foundation on the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Push them all to the edge. And 10. So there you have it. The last step would be to just make sure that all of these bees get inside the hive. Now again, if you didn't find your queen, you didn't see her, you didn't bother looking for it, you could leave this and put it right up against the entrance, prop it up, and those bees will walk right into this hive like nothing ever happened. When you're in a bit of a hurry, make sure you've got a really good handle on the hive itself and give her a couple pops. Now that box is empty. Bottom board, couple stragglers, and I'm simply just gonna pop them in front and they will find their way back in. So at this point you can put your lid on. We won't put the feeder back on because I don't have any feed. So lid goes on, and that's how you put a nuke into your woodenware at home. Now this nuke box will come back with me and get reloaded with a little 2-frame nuke at home, and we'll do the exact same thing. It will get just 2 frames, actually, really small. So in here I'll put a 2-frame nuke. It'll be strong by the time I get it in there. It'll have one completely drawn frame of cap brood, and we'll put some foundations and we'll put a bucket on top of it, and that simulated flow will get them to draw wax even at this time of year, as long as they've got some bee coverage. So this is pretty neat. So this is a small hive right now and could be robbed out, specifically if you have a feeder on it. Bees could come and take their food. So you can just change the size of your opening. Really like that. That's lovely. You can do the same thing on other hives, but you have to use sticks, grass, screen ventilation, whatever you want to do. But I think they need a little more than that, so we'll open up at about there. So that's it. It's August 2nd. Strong nuke goes in. I'll make another of these videos in a week or two and see how they grow. But it really is important that you give them some feed. They need food, and specifically food above their heads. Really important. In-hive feeders work fine. Baggy feeders work fine. There's lots of ways to do it. But a bucket or a food source right above their heads just seems to give them the sense of full pantries and we're full steam ahead. It just seems to work the best. Now if we go back over to where I pulled these hives, or this hive, that nuke, where I pulled the nuke out of, this is the melee that's happening over here. These are displaced bees. So I will simply pick up that red hive and move it back, and all those foragers will go back in there and add to their numbers. Okay, so just a short video, second in the series, to see if we can get nuke to overwinter in August, which is late by anybody's standards, I'm sure. All right, guys, I appreciate you. As always, thanks for watching. If you like what we're doing here, like and subscribe. And if you have some comments or better ways to do things, I'm all ears. These aren't how-to videos. Well, this one is a tiny bit maybe because of the how to get a nuke you bought from us from someone else into your own gear at home. It's slight U2 or how to, but if anybody ever tells you there's only one way to do things in beekeeping, stop taking advice from that guy or girl, because there are dozens of ways to do just about everything. Some are better than others. Some are better for others in certain areas, and some don't work at all. There's a lot of garbage on the internet. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you again soon.